Rahim Yar Khan Airbase, officially known as Sheikh Zayed Airfield, was once a quiet dual-use airport in southern Punjab. Positioned close to the border with India and the volatile tri-junction of Sindh, Balochistan, and Punjab, the base held more strategic value than publicly acknowledged. In recent years, satellite imagery began to reveal patterns inconsistent with purely civilian activity. Hardened aircraft shelters were constructed near the eastern apron. A second, smaller runway began taking shape. Unmarked logistics convoys entered through newly constructed rear gates. The runway was resurfaced with reinforced material, suggesting preparations for heavier aircraft, possibly combat or surveillance platforms. India's intelligence agencies had been watching Rahim Yar Khan for months. The airbase had reportedly become a key logistics and UAV operations center. Analysts assessed that it may have hosted forward-deployed CH-4B or Wing-Loong II drones, possibly used for surveillance flights near Rajasthan and Gujarat. Additional intercepts hinted that the base had become a safe relocation site for assets evacuated from more vulnerable border bases. On May 10, 2025, at precisely 01:38 hours, the Indian Air Force executed a precision strike on Rahim Yar Khan as part of the second wave of Operation Sindoor, a carefully planned, deep-penetration strategic mission. The weapon used was most likely a BrahMos air-launched cruise missile, fired from a Su-30 MKI aircraft deep inside Indian airspace. The BrahMos is one of the fastest cruise missiles in the world, flying at Mach 2.8, nearly 3 times the speed of sound. From a standoff range of around 300 kilometers, the missile would have taken less than 5 minutes to reach its target. Flying at low altitude, hugging terrain, and avoiding radar detection, it struck the main runway with devastating accuracy. The impact created a crater over 10 meters wide, leaving the airbase's only operational runway completely inoperable. High-resolution satellite imagery, taken hours later, also showed blast damage to a hardened hangar structure located at the northern end of the airfield. This hangar, previously flagged by OSINT analysts due to its shielding and access restrictions, is believed to have housed high-value UAVs or command systems. Its destruction suggests India's objective was more than runway denial. It was a targeted decapitation strike on a forward drone operations hub. Despite expectations of rapid repair, as seen at other bases, Rahim Yar Khan has remained non-operational for more than 5 weeks. There are no signs of active construction crews, no resurfacing, and no visible military traffic. This prolonged blackout is unprecedented. There are several possible reasons. First, the extent of the damage may have compromised critical subsurface infrastructure, fuel lines, communications, or buried command centers, requiring more than basic surface repair. Second, the strike may have triggered secondary explosions or internal fires, especially if munitions or UAV fuel systems were hit. This could have made the area unsafe for recovery crews. Third, Pakistan may be deliberately delaying reconstruction. Intelligence sources suggest that electronic surveillance from India and allied satellites remains focused on the site. Any premature repair efforts could risk further targeting. Finally, the strike may have neutralized not only the runway, but also the airbase's role as a data relay or launch control station. If Rahim Yar Khan was part of a wider UAV network, its sudden loss would require network reconfiguration, a task that cannot be done quickly. In military terms, the strike was a success, but its real power lies in what followed. Silence. Weeks later, Rahim Yar Khan Airbase remains dark. The runway is still cratered. The command center is silent. No aircraft have landed. No UAVs have launched. And the strategic air corridor of southern Punjab has lost one of its most important eyes. This is how modern air warfare is waged, through precision, speed, and disruption. Without crossing a single inch of territory, India struck deep, and Pakistan is still reeling from the impact.